Hi, everyone. I'm Christine Tulley, President and Executive Writing Coach at Defend, Publish, and Lead. Welcome to episode 279, Summer Accountability and a Plan. It's that time of year again when we are all looking ahead to summer if we're in the Northern Hemisphere. And one of the things that happens with summer that I think a lot of faculty are aware of, but sometimes it sneaks up on us, is that we have big plans for the summer. Sometimes it's a summer of restoration. Sometimes it's a summer where we're trying to get a lot of projects completed. We might be trying to tie up loose ends, et cetera, et cetera. But one thing that typically happens with summer is that we might set out to have a lot of great plans to get some work done, and then something happens and summer kind of escapes us and we don't get it all done. One of the reasons that this happens is because summer is typically, for many faculty, a period of some unstructured time combined with some time commitments that don't happen at other times of the year. So, for example, if we have academic parents, and I know a lot of our listeners are, we might have kids coming back from school. That will be the case for me. I will have, children that are school age, but you don't necessarily need full-time supervision by me, but they're back in the house, which means there's, some noise there. There might be some driving around for my younger daughter. For others, you might have family travel, you might have some other family obligations you're trying to meet, and those are interruptions in time where you could do some work. And it's not to say they're not wonderful interruptions, they totally are, but summer tends to just be really unstructured. So some weeks you might have some time, other weeks you might not have any time at all. And you might also just want to take some time off if you can. Others of us are teaching summer. I'm teaching summer. So in a week, I need to have summer classes ready to go, even though we just closed out the spring semester. And that's just how it is. So one of the things that I would like to talk about in this episode is a couple ways that you can think about summer accountability. One of the things that we did in our free webinar that we just had a couple of days ago is I gave away a summer project progress tracker. And so for those of you on YouTube, you can actually see what it looks like. This is not the whole thing. You just have like a little screenshot of it. But essentially, it allows you to set some goals. What are 4 scholarship things you want to do, up to 4? And what are 4 personal things you want to do? What are some of your summer writing rules? It's a little tracker where you can do themed months and decide like what are different things you want to think about. So for me, May, for my theme is most important projects because I have a manuscript due. In June, I want to slow down. That's going to be a theme that I have. And in July, I might do like project completion or home organization or whatever the theme of the month is. And one of the reasons why I like a progress tracker is because it answers the question, yes or no. Did I do this today? Yes or no? That's it. It's a very simple, if you did or you didn't. And it also does not rely on judgment. So for example, lots of us can sit down with a project and have a bad day. And then maybe we have another bad day and we feel like we didn't get any writing complete. But if we actually got to the progress where we opened the laptop, typed a few words, that would be a yes. Yes, you got there. Another way you could use the progress tracker, which one of our really helpful participants in our webinar suggested doing, was just in the little, there's little boxes on this tracker where you can like put a little X if you did something for a particular day. But she mentioned that she's just going to put in numbers like 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 5, just to see how long some scholarly projects take. And so that's another way where just looking at the days as they go by through the summer, that you can build a nice little string of days that you were getting some work done, or every other day, whatever you're looking for. One of the things that might be really helpful to consider is also how you're going to stay accountable to yourself. So the tracker can be one way where you can log in and out of your work, but also this summer we're trying something a little bit new, and we are bringing back our summer faculty writing group. We've had one of these before, and what it is just a really simple accountability group where every Monday at noon Eastern, we'll have a 1-hour check-in. We'll talk about trackers, what's on them, what work we got completed. We will share strategies, resources, and do some troubleshooting. You can set some goals. Other people in the group are also using the tracker. You don't have to use the tracker to be in the group, but you can talk about your tracker in there. But also every week we'll kick off with a new strategy to try for the week. So something that's time management, writing focus, something that will get your writing closer to completion. And if you're interested in doing that summer program with us, it's only $25 for all of the sessions for the whole summer, and they're all recorded. So if you miss a Monday, you can't be there, no problem. You can watch the recording to see what we did. And we also will have all of them transcribed. So if you don't feel like rewatching a recording, but you want to skim the transcripts and get the follow-up email with the goodies in there or the giveaways and things that we'll be doing over the summer, you can do that too. So if you have a chance this summer, I encourage you to check out our summer writing accountability group. And again, that's every Monday. Then we'll be starting it on May 11th. So even if you hear this podcast late and you want to jump in later, no problem. You absolutely can do that. You can contact me at Christine@defendpublishedlead.com. Our email is in the show notes. The link to register for the group is in the show notes. And you can also get a tracker once you register. So if you're really interested in what the summer progress tracker looked like and you missed our webinar the other day about it, everybody gets one and you're able to use it in a number of different ways based on what kinds of projects you have this summer. Speaking of summer, I know I've mentioned before that Textbook and Academic Authors Association is running their Summer Writing Institute, where you can basically go to writing school for 2 days to learn how to do all kinds of different things in writing. And we have a great keynote on AI issues. So if you're interested in doing something like that for the summer, doing the accountability group, doing the Summer Writing Institute, there's a lot of things you can do to support yourself. So that way you're not going into summer with really good intentions and then not completing the work because there's not really a structure or an accountability routine to get you going. So hopefully you're able to join us, and happy writing this week.